Okay, we're going to disassemble this Nikon camera. It's a Nikon S220. It has a bad lens, so we're going to go ahead and remove that lens. I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. So let's go ahead and start by removing these screws. So we got 2 screws on this side to remove. We got those 2 removed. Now we got to remove the bottom 3 screws. These screws are a little different, and you need to apply adequate pressure when removing these screws because they can strip fairly easily. Okay, now we have 4 screws that need to be removed on this side. Screw number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so here's our external screws. We have 2 piles. We have our bottom screws, our bottom 3 screws, and then the remaining screws in this pile. Make sure you separate them so you won't mix the screws up. Okay, all of the external screws are removed. We need to remove the back case. So we're just going to grip the bottom here and just flip it out like this. This exposes the LCD. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and remove the LCD. The LCD is attached to the board by its main cable. You're going to need to flip up this clamp and remove the LCD. So let's go ahead and do that now. Use caution when flipping up the clamp because it can break very easily. Okay, there are 4 screws that you need to remove. There's one that's different, so when you remove it, make sure you put that in a separate pile. So there's 1 screw here, 1 screw here, 1 screw here, and 1 screw here. So let's go ahead and remove these screws. Okay, at this point there's a shock hazard, so you need to make sure you don't touch any of this upper board here. Your camera has a capacitor in it that can hold a good charge even after you remove the battery for several days. So you're going to need to make sure you discharge this before continuing. Okay, let's go ahead and remove the LCD plate. We have a second clamp we need to flip up. So again, be careful when you do that. Okay, we have 1 more screw to remove. Okay, we're going to flip up both of the clamps we see here, the clamp to the CCD and the clamp to the lens, and we're going to release these cables. Flipped up there, and 1 more, and we got that flipped up. And let's just go ahead and pull out the cable carefully. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out carefully. Okay. Okay, we have 3 battery terminals. We're going to need to desolder these. You have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. You're going to also need to do a bridge desolder here. I'll show you how to do that. If you're replacing the board, you're going to need to desolder these speaker and microphone wires here. Okay, we have a nice clean desolder on all 3 terminals. Our next step is to desolder this bridge here. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and apply some flux to the bridge area. We're going to go ahead and clean. We're going to go ahead and clean our tip. And we're going to go ahead and remove. Clean the tip. Continue to remove all the solder. remove the solder and run your bridge again, and remove the solder from your iron. Okay, if you have a magnifying glass, it helps to make sure that you get a good look at the bridge to make sure that there are no contacts or the desolder is completely separated from the two boards. So looks like we got it. Looks like that's about right. So let's go ahead and remove our board. We're going to just basically just pry up here in the corner. It comes right off. Just let that hang there. The only reason why we need to remove the board is because there are two hidden screws that are underneath the board. We have this screw here, and then we have a screw that's underneath this ribbon cable here. Right there, as you can see. Right here. So let's go ahead and remove this screw. We're going to remove this screw, and we're going to remove this screw. Okay, our three screws are removed. Let's go ahead and take out the lens. And there you go. If you need to remove the flash assembly and power board, you're going to need to remove this screw here. Okay, once you have the screw removed, you're going to go ahead and remove the strap holder part. You're just going to take it off, and then you're going to go ahead and grab, then you're going to go ahead and pry off your flash assembly. It just comes right out. If you are replacing the door, flip open the door. You notice there's a bar here and a spring mechanism. You might want to just take a close look at that to make sure you can see how that's installed in here. You're basically going to get some tweezers, and you're going to force that out, and then just pull here and pull the whole mechanism out.